In a world cluttered with information, where truth is power, Lawin Weekly News stands apart.
We delve deeper, uncover facts, and bring stories to light. From political showdowns and economic triumphs to the pulse of the street and the heart of the community.
We capture the moments that define us, stories that challenge, inspire, and transform.
Tune in live Sundays 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and Sundays 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
These are Lawin headlines for this week. U.S. Appeals Court backs Texas on 10 Commandments requirement in classrooms. Houston Mayor John Whitmire's podcast budget could reach $60,000 in taxpayer money. Machado defends decision to give Nobel Prize to Trump. Appeals Chamber affirms ICC jurisdiction over Duterte case. Philippine Consulate General invites Filipino groups to join community directories. Italy says no to replacing Iran at World Cup after Trump envoy proposal.
Good day, I am Neska, and tonight we bring you the latest stories in the United States of America, especially the state of Texas. So sit back, relax, and let Lawin Weekly News be your guide to the news that matters most. A federal appeals court has ruled that Texas can require the display of the 10 Commandments in public school classrooms, a decision that could ultimately be reviewed by the U.S. Supreme Court. The ruling from the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit found the law does not violate the First Amendment, overturning a lower court decision that had blocked the measure. Ken Paxton welcomed the decision, calling it a major victory and saying the 10 Commandments are part of the nation's historical and legal tradition. Opponents, including the American Civil Liberties Union, argue the ruling undermines the separation of church and state and infringes on families' rights regarding religious exposure in schools. For now, the Texas law remains in effect as legal challenges continue. The Texas Medical Board has disciplined 3 physicians over delayed emergency care for pregnant patients following cases previously investigated by ProPublica. The board found that 2 doctors failed to respond appropriately as a pregnant teenager repeatedly sought treatment for severe complications. A 3rd physician was cited for not promptly performing a dilation and curettage, or D&C, on a patient experiencing a miscarriage. The patient later died from hemorrhaging. The cases involved the deaths of Nevaeh Crane and Portia Ngumetse, which drew national attention amid Texas' strict abortion laws. Medical experts say fear of legal consequences under the state's abortion restrictions may contribute to delays in emergency care. The board ordered the physicians to complete additional training and notify their employers. No suspensions were announced. Patient families and advocates say the penalties fall short as calls grow for further review of similar cases. The office of John Whitmire spent up to $60,000 in public funds for a podcast titled 901 Bag B inside the mayor's office, according to records obtained by Houston Public Media. The purchase order lists services by Owen Conflenti, owner of Conflenti Media, as advertising. Whitmire said the podcast is meant to promote public engagement but did not provide further details. Since early March, 3 episodes have been released covering topics such as police staffing, the city budget, homelessness, and preparations for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, where Houston will host 7 matches. The podcast is funded with taxpayer money, not campaign funds. The Texas Ethics Commission prohibits the use of public funds for political advertising. The mayor's office did not seek competitive bids, citing a professional services exemption. It has also requested an opinion from the Texas Attorney General's office on whether to release the full contract. The Houston Police Department is investigating an officer accused of making racist remarks in a video circulating on social media. As officials and advocacy groups call for her dismissal, police identified the officer as Ashley Gonzalez, who has been suspended with pay pending the outcome of the investigation. The video shows a woman making repeated derogatory comments and using racial slurs. Department Public prohibits officers from engaging in speech that could be interpreted as discriminatory, whether on or off duty. Houston City Council member Edward Pollard and civil rights advocate Candace Matthews have called for the officer's termination, citing concerns over public trust and accountability. The Houston Public Officers Union also condemned the remarks. Union President Douglas Griffith said the group does not tolerate racist behavior. Authorities say the investigation is ongoing.
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories, from elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits. I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
Journey to self-discovery and mastery. Be bold, why not? Season 6 with MJ Concepcion every Monday 8 p.m. CST. Don't miss out.
Where every conversation is welcome at the table. This is Pink Table Talk with Dr. Carly D. Every Wednesday 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Rice, spice, and everything nice. Welcome to the Philippine food scene with Adobo Queen, Nancy Reyes Lumen of Commissary Kitchen. Every Thursday 8 p.m. CST, Friday 9 a.m. Philippine time.
A state administrative judge has ruled that an Austin firefighter battling terminal cancer is eligible for workers' compensation benefits, overturning an earlier denial by the city. The decision involves Suzanne LaFollette, a 19-year-old veteran of the Austin Fire Department who was diagnosed last year with stage 4 endometrial cancer. Under Texas law, some cancers linked to firefighting are presumed work-related, but endometrial cancer is not currently included on that list. The exclusion was the basis for the City of Austin's initial denial. The ruling from the Texas Division of Workers' Compensation allows LaFollette to receive time off for treatment as her case moves forward. City officials said they respect the decision and are reviewing next steps, including a possible appeal. State Representative Donna Howard said she is reviewing the case and plans to introduce legislation addressing cancer-related benefits for firefighters. City officials have revised a police policy to clarify cooperation with federal immigration authorities following concerns raised by Greg Abbott. In a letter dated April 23rd, City Manager Kimberly Talbert said updates were made to the Dallas Police Department General Order to ensure compliance with state law after questions from the governor's office. The revised policy allows officers to ask about immigration status during lawful detentions or arrests, share that information with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and assist federal authorities when necessary. Police Chief Daniel Como said officers will not stop individuals solely to determine immigration status and emphasized that victims and witnesses should continue reporting crimes. Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson said the changes reflect the city's commitment to public safety and cooperation with law enforcement partners. Researchers at the UT Health San Antonio School of Dentistry have identified a biological mechanism that may help explain the cause of migraine pain. Associate Professor Yu-Shin Kim said the study points to a link between stress and increased levels of a molecule known as PACAP38 in the bloodstream, which researchers associate with migraine attacks. The team discovered that PACUP38 binds to a receptor called MRGPRB2 found on mast cells, immune cells located in connective tissue, including the protective membrane surrounding the brain and spinal cord. According to the study, this interaction triggers mast cells to release inflammatory chemicals, a process believed to contribute to migraine pain. Kim said migraines may serve as an indicator of underlying physiological stress in the body. Researchers say the findings could lead to new treatments regarding the receptor to prevent symptoms. The team is now working on developing a compound designed to block the receptor and reduce migraine-related pain. A new survey shows many younger Americans are prioritizing financial stability over spending their tax refunds. Research conducted by Beyond Finance and Operation Hope found that 45% of Gen Z and millennial adults in the United States plan to use their refunds to pay bills or reduce debt. The survey of 2,000 respondents found fewer than 4% intend to spend on leisure, such as travel or entertainment. Erica Razur said the findings show younger adults are using refunds to cover basic needs and manage debt in what she described as an uncertain economic environment. The study also found 77% of respondents reported using short-term financial tools, including buy now, pay later services for essentials like groceries and utilities. In addition, 71% said they rely on side jobs to meet financial needs, while 70% said building wealth feels difficult. Researchers say the results reflect shifting financial habits among younger Americans.
Join us for a captivating new series where Lawin sits down with the trailblazers of the music and entertainment world. Discover the stories behind the faces and voices that shape our culture and community.
We will bring you exclusive interviews with industry legends and rising stars. Behind the scenes insights and get a peek into the creative processes and personal journeys. Artists and performers and their upcoming shows and events.
Stay tuned for more updates and sneak peeks. Follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel.
Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado said she has no regrets about symbolically giving her Nobel Peace Prize medal to Donald Trump during a January meeting at the White House. Speaking at a news conference, Machado said Trump took actions as she believes contributed to Venezuela's push for freedom following a U.S. military operation that led to the capture of Nicolas Maduro. The Norwegian Nobel Committee has said the Nobel Peace Prize itself cannot be transferred, though the physical medal may be changed hands. Machado described the operation as significant for Venezuelans and reiterated her support for the gesture. She left Venezuela in late 2025 to receive the Nobel Prize and has since participated in international engagements, including events in Madrid. Machado also urged supporters to prepare for a return to Venezuela as opposition groups continue to call for new presidential elections following years of political crisis. The Appeals Chamber of the International Criminal Court has affirmed it has jurisdiction over the crimes against humanity case against former Philippine President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, allowing proceedings linked to his administration's drug war to continue. In a ruling issued at the court's headquarters in The Hague, a 5-member panel rejected all arguments raised by Duterte's defense seeking to halt the investigation. Presiding Judge Luz del Carmen Ibanez Carranza said the chamber dismissed all four grounds of appeal and noted that a request for Duterte's immediate release was no longer applicable. The case involves allegations of murder tied to anti-drug operations during Duterte's time as mayor of Davao City and as president, before the Philippines withdrew from the ICC in 2019. The chamber upheld an earlier decision allowing the probe to proceed, citing that the investigation began prior to the country's withdrawal from the Rome Statute. Lawyers representing victims welcomed the ruling, while a separate process is underway to determine whether charges will be confirmed before trial. Iranian officials said they will not reopen the Strait of Hormuz while a U.S. naval blockade remains in place. Despite an extended ceasefire, Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf said the waterway would stay closed under current conditions as diplomatic efforts continue to revive talks between Iran and the United States. Donald Trump announced the ceasefire extension to allow more time for negotiations, though Iran has not confirmed participation in new talks. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said it seized two vehicles in the strait, identified as the MSC Francesca and the Epaminondas. The U.S. Department of Defense said American forces have deployed to block ships linked to Iranian ports as part of ongoing pressure measures. Filipino-American entrepreneurs and aspiring business owners gathered Saturday for the PACCTX Entrepreneur Boot Camp at Town Square, Austin, a one-day event aimed at equipping participants with practical tools to launch and grow their businesses. The boot camp brought together attorneys, business consultants, and industry professionals who led sessions on legal structures, asset protection, immigration considerations, and the growing role of artificial intelligence in business development. Speakers also tackled common startup hurdles, offering real-world strategies on how to navigate early-stage challenges and build sustainable enterprises in a competitive market. Organizers highlighted the event's focus on empowering the Filipino-American business community, noting that beyond learning, the boot camp created space for meaningful connections among entrepreneurs, mentors, and potential collaborators. Participants engaged in discussion and networking throughout the day, reflecting a shared goal of strengthening business ties and fostering long-term growth within the community. Filipino community members in Central Texas gathered on April 19th for the first gala organized by the Kalayaan Group of Killeen, celebrating unity under the theme Sambayanan. The event was attended by local residents and leaders, including Riacos Adams, and highlighted the growing presence and contributions of Filipinos in the city. Organizers said the gala also recognized initiatives led by Kalayaan founder Paul Kalugdan. These initiatives include support programs for Filipinos assigned to Fort Hood, assistance for newly arrived teachers and nurses, and humanitarian efforts for disaster-affected communities in the Philippines. Community leaders emphasized the importance of building a strong support network for Filipinos living and working in Central Texas. The Philippine Consulate General also expressed its commitment to strengthening partnerships with the Kalayaan Group and Filipino residents in the region, underscoring continued collaboration to support and uplift the Filipino diaspora.
Filing taxes, dealing with tax debt, or facing IRS actions is stressful, but you don't have to go it alone. Call 832-674-0829 or visit www.taxresolutionesq.com.
For divorce and family law in Texas, Liggett Dizon Law Firm PC will guide you every step of the way.
From initial consultation to detailed review of your case and strategic planning,
will sit with you during negotiations or mediations, and represent you in court.
Whether it is a family law, estate planning or immigration, we will be there to guide through the final steps.
So, leave your legal matters behind you and embrace your future.
You can contact Liggett Dizon Law Firm PC at 346-5454-346 or visit dizonlawfirm.com.
Italian officials have rejected a proposal to replace Iran with Italy at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, saying such a move is not allowed under tournament rules. The suggestion came from Paolo Zampoli, who said he raised the idea with Donald Trump and Gianni Infantino as a contingency if Iran could not participate. Italian officials dismissed the proposal. Sports Minister Andrea Botti said it was not feasible, while Luciano Bonfiglio said teams must qualify on merit. Finance Minister Giancarlo Giorgetti also criticized the idea. Iran has not withdrawn and is preparing for group stage matches in the United States. FIFA said the tournament will proceed as scheduled. Iran qualified through the Asian Football Federation or Confederation, while Italy failed to qualify. Iranian officials said participation should be decided on the field despite ongoing regional tensions. Triathlon Philippines has begun forming a national pool for fitness racing, a new discipline recognized by World Triathlon as it prepares athletes for upcoming international competitions. President Tom Carrasco said the move allows discussions in the recent World Triathlon Congress and supports efforts to expand the sport through emerging formats such as Hyrox, also known as Hyathlon. The national pool will serve as the basis for collecting athletes who will compete in qualifying events for the World Championships in Stockholm. Carrasco said or added that the organization is exploring plans to host a major Hyathlon event in the Philippines next year with support from the Philippine Sports Commission, Philippine Olympic Committee, and Department of Tourism. Hyathlon combines swimming and running segments in continuous formats, including swim-run and run-swim-run events, often performed in teams. Officials say the initiative could boost sports tourism, citing strong participation in similar events in Bangkok and Singapore. Netflix has announced that Sydney Sweeney and Noah Centineo will star in a live-action adaptation of Gone Down, with production now underway in Queensland, Australia. The streaming platform confirmed the casting through its Tudum platform, saying filming has begun on the project directed by Jim Mickle. The film is based on the long-running Gone Down franchise and centers on a large-scale space conflict involving giant robots, where characters navigate shifting alliances in a war that could determine humanity's future. Netflix has not announced a release date for the film. Actress Kim Chiu marked her 36th birthday on April 21st by distributing free gasoline, meals, and grocery packs to around 600 jeepney and tricycle drivers. Chu shared on social media that the assistance was funded through proceeds from her Kim Chiu Closet Bazaar. She thanked supporters who joined the sale, saying their contributions helped provide aid to transport workers. She also acknowledged Gwen and Pamilya for helping organize and carry out the distribution. The actress held the closet sale in January, saying proceeds would go to charity, though beneficiaries were not initially disclosed. Chu has been involved in several outreach efforts. In 2025, she donated construction materials to families affected by a strong earthquake in Cebu. She is currently starring in the television series The Alibi alongside Paolo Avellino, now airing on free television after its earlier digital release. As we brace ourselves for the upcoming weather changes, let's dive into what you can expect day by day. Whether you're planning outdoor activities or just preparing for the week, we've got you covered with the most accurate forecast. Stay tuned with us as we take a closer look at the weather patterns that will impact our region. Remember, here at Lawin Weekly News, we bring you the clearest skies to the stormiest forecasts.
Here is your Lawin Weekly News weather forecast in Houston, Texas. On April 26th, Sunday, the highest temperature is 85 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 71 degrees Fahrenheit. Sunny and warm throughout the afternoon. On April 27th, Monday, the temperature peaks around 86 degrees Fahrenheit and dips to 72 degrees Fahrenheit at night. Mostly sunny with humid conditions. On April 28th, Tuesday, the high reaches 87 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 73 degrees Fahrenheit. Partly cloudy with a slight chance of afternoon showers. On April 29th, Wednesday, the highest temperature is 85 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Cloudy with scattered rain showers developing later in the day. On April 30th, Thursday, the temperature peaks near 84 degrees Fahrenheit and drops to 71 degrees Fahrenheit at night. Rainy with possible thunderstorms. On May 1st, Friday, the high is around 83 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Mostly cloudy with lingering showers. On May 2nd, Saturday, the highest temperature is 84 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 71 degrees Fahrenheit. Partly sunny with improving weather conditions.
So those were the latest stories in Texas this week. I am Nesca Centina from Lawin Media Network. Have a great day.
Lawin Weekly News.
Tune in live Sundays 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and Sundays 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Lawin Weekly News.